So you have it for this, and then
I think we're going live, y'all.
are we
Welcome, welcome,
live?
welcome. Here we are with Victoria Renee.
Hi, everybody.
Connecting flights.
That's
First
right.
time Victoria and I are back in the room since we are last couple weekends ago in LA. And yeah, just catching up. Today we'll be doing some talking, see what's going on, see how we've been managing the bi-coastal situation, and see how we manage our creativity and personal lives.
That's right.
And I definitely talk about an upcoming events that are going on. But let's hit the ground with Victoria. You were just telling me before we went live, you're coming off of a good event last night.
I am, yeah. I just sent you some of the photos. I did this event last night. I didn't do the event. I didn't produce it. I was just went to it. It's a Playboy partnered with Honey Burdette, which is this like absolutely breathtakingly beautiful lingerie. That was fun. That was because they gave me like $700 worth of lingerie. It was just like, wow.
So they gave you this. This is smoking. Can I share this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can get this on my phone over here.
It was really fun. I went with Nikki.
Okay, so Nikki, and then so Nikki invited you. Nikki Howard is a comedian. She was at our performance in LA a couple weekends ago. She's hilarious.
She's hilarious. Go follow Nikki if you don't already. Nikki Howard, funniest girl alive. Built like a supermodel. Girlfriend is stacked, like truly.
That's great. So then you were at this party last night. I'm gonna get one picture coming through real quick. Let me share it with everyone. Look, and then you can tell
us. This is exclusive. This one hasn't been on the internet yet.
Share a screen. All right, give me a second to find it. Gotta do it this way.
We did the whole red carpet. We did the whole deal. It was really fun. Met some really cool like playmate girlies.
Nice. Did they take you in? I'm sure they did.
Lovely human beings. I cannot believe how expensive this lingerie is. Like, I'm like, how do you wash this? Like, you can't. It's leather and 14 karat gold. You can't wash it.
There we go. I'm gonna try not to show everybody's phone numbers. There we go.
Oh. I'll say it.
Wow. Okay, so they're dressing you up in all of this.
Yeah, that
was about the lingerie. So who made it? Where's it coming from? How many jewels?
Yeah, this is from Honey Burdette, and I got this green set. So beautiful. I love the mermaid bra. It also comes with a leather green bra that matches the garter and the panty, and the back of it is crazy. I love it. I didn't know that lingerie even came this expensive. Like,
oh yeah, I know.
I was like, oh my god, I'm so honored to wear this. Thank you. Like, wow. And then I got like a purple set, and it was really fun. It was really fun.
What about the robe? Where'd the robe end up?
That one I just had because I don't want to be on Hollywood Boulevard. You know what I mean? So I just had that to like kind of cover up a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
That was mine. I don't know where I got that.
Okay. Well, good. It works.
Yeah.
Wait, what about the choker? Where's that?
Oh, you know what? I had that choker from when I was doing the monster video. Yeah. Nice. I did my own accessorizing. But yeah, it was so awesome, and all the girls were so lovely. So my shipment for my lingerie didn't ship out.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just a mistake at the warehouse.
Okay.
So I had to go to the warehouse and pick it up, and it was maybe better because that way I got to see all the stuff and more things and actually make sure this fits me. And so it's one of those that was a sort of a blessing in disguise, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that it works out, even though sometimes when you're in it, the grind can stress on the nerves, and it's like how to keep it cool when things like that happen. I mean, shoot, I guess, I always love just talking to you, and I just want to talk to you, but I also want to be mindful of people chiming in. It makes me want to, like, bring up, like, how do you deal with, like, when, like, the emotional balance as you're going through these events and these, like, these instances where you think you're going to be having the lingerie shipped and it's not, and you have to go to this event. You have to figure it out. Like, how do you handle the pressure? What do you do? What are your tips and tricks?
I don't think about it. It's just like
That's right. Notice that.
Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. So I
stop the tape. Say that again.
Yeah. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
Yeah.
And when I say that, what I mean is, I don't know who said that I don't think I made that up. I'm sure.
No. But I mean, it's brilliant.
But it's useful in these situations because it's like, okay, I don't have it yet. All right, that's fine. I have something else I could wear instead, but, right. I'm like, okay, so Nikki emailed them, was like, hey, she hasn't gotten her shipment. Okay. So they were like, here, come to the warehouse. Okay, great. And then you just go do it. And, like, without telling yourself a story about it. I think most of our stress comes from not the actual situation itself, but us stressing ourselves out.
Yeah.
Telling a mental story about it. Let that go. Just do what you have to do. That's it. And then don't think about it. That's, otherwise I'd go insane.
Yeah. And I think it's true
all the time, but you can only deal with what you can deal with. And okay, well, this happened. I can't do anything about that. So what I can do is just go pick it up.
Go pick it up.
Yeah, thank God their warehouse was like on Sunset, like it was in Hollywood, so it wasn't that crazy of a drive.
Oh yeah. It's not too far from where you live. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, not good parking. It was a kind of a stressful day, to be honest. Like it was stressful. I accidentally knocked on the wrong door, woke up a baby. I woke up a baby. I'm a person. I feel so bad.
Absolutely.
And then I like
the sleeping baby.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I woke up this guy's baby because I wasn't paying attention. He's probably cussing me out in his head. And you should. I would.
Not at all. It happens. You live on the boulevard. It comes with sparkles.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sure. And then after that, I was blocking there's no parking in West Hollywood. There's just none. So I parked in what I thought was the driveway, but actually it was a neighboring driveway. So I had to move my car. And then I just was like, oh, shoot, got to move my car. Oh, shoot, that's the wrong address. And then, I was like, pull it together, Victoria. But then, it's just like, okay, well, now I just need to go move my car.
Were you rolling with Nikki, or were you meeting her there?
No, because hers got shipped. Oh, yes. So Nikki.
Got it. So this is to go get dressed up.
Yeah. This was to get the wardrobe for the thing. But Nikki actually rode. She drove separately because she had another event right before. Girlfriend has got events on events on events. I'm like, wow. I'm so tired. But so we went in and we did our thing and we got our stuff and we got out. It was fun.
And it leads me to what I kind of also want to talk about, like the balancing, the professional life, with, like getting to these events and, your career. So like, I guess just staying in the moment. For your projects and, the goals that you set for yourself, how do you kind of like keep on moving towards them while also not burning yourself out?
I try to stay inspired.
Ooh, fishing for inspirational. Okay. Yeah.
And then, I want to say I'm getting better at prioritizing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to just be busy being busy. Like, okay, the day. Sorry, 1 second. The day before yesterday, I'm sorry. I'll explain that. The day before yesterday, I went to the gym in the morning, and then I did my meditation and all that. I went to the gym, and then I came back, and then I had a podcast. Right? Okay. I was a guest on somebody else's podcast, and then I had I had a student that came in that's a new student who was just calling right now. And then I had to, the whole warehouse thing. And then it's just like busy doing stuff all the time. And so it's like important to do the things that are actually going to be beneficial to you. Like do today what your future self will thank you for, and like the things that you have to do today, like I have to have this student. I don't have any other days available. So that has to happen. I can't reschedule that. The podcast, I just make it happen. This person's been reaching out for a long time. And so I'm like, just get it on the books. Let's do it, and that's it. And, and then just like take the willpower out of it. If you're going to the gym, that's just what you do in the morning. You just, it's not like I feel like going to the gym. I did not feel like going to the gym, and I didn't have the best workout in the world, but I went, I picked up some stuff, and then I set it back down.
All right. So like, you're kind of going through your daily routine, which is good to have kind of lock in and put in those, blocks throughout the day that kind of help support you kind of find the time for inspiration, because when in these creative worlds, it is, you got to stay inspired. You got to love what you're doing, because there's so many ideas that are going on. So I like how you have that. You briefly skimmed over it, but like a little meditation in the morning, just kind of. I personally, I can't live. I need them every day now. Like I used to just wake up and fly and be very busy and productive, but now like I'm years deep into like, carving a little bit of time in the morning, just get it straight, and it really helps me kind of know like, okay, where I want to go, think about a little bit, what's ahead, how we're gonna get there, just be clear on those things, because it can get wild, man. Like an event can bump into a couple of days, a weekend somewhere else can really kind of like just it carries. It carries. It
just carries 100%. It does. And I do my little Elevate app, that like my brain keep me sharp, and it's
what do you use? You want to drop some? You want to share what tools are in your bag?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just important to take time for yourself, because during the day we have so much stuff to do all the time, and I don't want to and I'm so guilty of this, of getting in the habit of constantly seeking the next thing, being present is something that I've been, just not doing this as a means to an end, but just being there wholly. That was really good lifting for sure.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I was finding myself when I was, running with y'all in LA last weekend, how like there was so many, typically there's, always trying to find the next sunset. You know what I mean? The next, but just settling into the moment and just riding, big difference. And it goes a long way to like, I'm interested in really talking about how we balance our creativity with keeping it together, because they can be very different forces at play, so
true.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we get paid to do songs that this is happening to me, that I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to do it, but it's like what the job is, and they're paying you to record this song. So just put in your headphones at the gym, and like focus on that, and then just get in the booth and just cut it. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just go do it. Like sometimes getting it done is enough inspiration, that's really all you need. Like just
knocking it out.
Just because what happens if I don't do that is it's going to build up in my head, and I won't really be able to relax, because I'm like, I should be learning this song right now, but
on your shoulders. Yeah. No, totally.
And that's almost like that becomes more stressful. So don't wait until, which is what I'm doing now. Don't wait until that becomes so stressful that like you could have just cut the song and be done with it. You know?
And it's good to be like in the action of constantly producing. Just like at first it's a discipline. You have to get up and get motivated, but then once you kind of get that momentum and it becomes like a lifestyle, where just and it works for people like us. I mean, not everybody's like us. So some people don't have this generative kind of like spirit where we can wake up and just like produce and then produce something and then keep on going. But yeah, once you just kind of get up into the flow and just keep small acts into the big tree of life and just keep moving. It helps keep the inspiration going, the flow and the energy positive, right? And it makes me also want to like bring into the conversation a little bit, because I was thinking how to engage with our listeners, also like how we've been able to maintain like productivity bi-coastally, you know what I mean, and like address some of the challenges there, even when it comes to like tracking and getting it produced, because we've done we put a few things that we've I mean, one thing I'm really commend us for is that we've gotten into a rhythm,
We have. I'm really proud of us for that. I mean, especially you, and I'm really grateful to you about this, because I have a tendency, and I'm like this with everything, like sometimes with people, I guess. I have my toxic trait is that I feel like I'm bothering people all the time. I'm like, oh, geez, like, and so I don't reach out to people, and you're really good about that. And like, we connected and we stayed connected, and I give you credit for that. And I want to be. And sometimes I'm like, I think people will think I don't like them or something. That's not it. It's just that I just isolate myself, because I'm like, oh, geez, I'm sorry, you're probably doing something important. Like, I don't know why I'm like that. It's a hindrance, and stop. Like, it's fine. I'm like, oh, she's mad at me because I didn't get a reel with her in the thing, and I should have been a better like photographer friend, and I didn't do it, and I'm sure she's mad at me, and like I'll call her, and she's not gonna be mad at me. Why would she be mad? She doesn't care.
Right.
I don't know, but like just the stories that we tell ourselves in our heads about stuff that's just like none of this is a big deal. Like
right. And this is where I think it's really nice for us to kind of talk about how we kind of like learn, because it seems like that's just like trying to find the balance in terms of the emotions, right? Because you're giving, you're you're out there putting a lot. Sometimes you feel like maybe it's best to just reserve a little bit and kind of keep that going, and then and how that works professionally and then personally. And in this industry, sometimes it's such a fine line, like the professional balance versus the friends. It's like it becomes a mix. And so I really think it's an opportunity for us to talk on how we manage ourselves in those spaces, because you're doing a lot of great things, and so people could be learning on like how does she pull it off, you know what I mean, like how does she and so I mean, but you've already talked about it, you've got your daily routines, which are really cool. You follow your inspiration and you make space to make sure where that's at, and for whatever it's worth, you do open up to the chemistry, right? Like, I mean, right off when we started playing, it was just like, before we knew it, we were deep into it and vibing all the way. So it was like
100%.
And I appreciate being a generator. I know, like, I the world is, it's good to have my kind of energy, which is like, I like to make things happen. I like to play ball, and so it helps. There are all these tools and these spaces for us to kind of put this together and get our studio work together. But all that being said, it hasn't been easy. We still have had to make time for it. Had to coordinate, you over there, me over here.
3-hour difference.
3-hour difference. Managing requests coming in. Like it's so it's.
Right.
I think it's interesting how we personally have been able to, pull it off bi-coastally.
We make it it's nice to have somebody that keeps you accountable, like this. Like, I know every Friday, except for of course last Friday, we're gonna be here, and we're gonna reconnect, and we're gonna get it all, we're gonna make it happen, and and it's very much motivation follows action, not the other way around.
Okay, say that again. You're dropping a bunch of great ones.
Do it and you'll get motivated doing it, like afterwards. You can't always just wait for motivation to strike, because sometimes you don't have it,
Right. You gotta create that.
You have to create it
Totally.
100%.
I can see
Yeah.
how the gym teaches that. You know, it's like sometimes you don't want to go for a jog. I don't want to go for a jog. Once I get jogging, all right, I'm motivated. I'm happy to do it. So I can see
Yeah.
it in that realm as well. But yeah, in terms of the day to day, I mean, for sure, like, getting everything going into the studio. But once we're in the can, and we're recording, it's like, oh, that's where we want to be.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
live, performing live too, like it's really important to be in the moment because you
yeah,
don't I'll use kids as an example, but adults do this a lot. So
mhm,
kids, you can tell the difference in dance, right? Like the kids who win first every time
right,
on competition days versus the other kids. The main difference, sometimes the choreography is just as good as the person who got second, but this person looked like they were doing the step because they were told that's what comes next and
yeah,
that they're doing the step. And the kids that are totally present
right,
and you're like, "Oh my god, there's no way that this song uh, that is tells your story because you're 9, but
right, right.
I believe you. I believe that you believe what you're doing."
Yeah, yeah,
Those kids go so far.
right.
Like that, and I'm just using kids in choreography as an example, but like, don't do it because that's what you're supposed to do. Do it because you feel inspired to that next step.
Right. And what I find often is like sometimes the difference between that can also just be the word that we live and kind of die by, which is like the rehearsal, the practice. You have to, it's like, do it because you may really want to feel it that way, but you're doing it because that's what you're supposed to do because you haven't internalized it enough yet to then be able to like reach that depth.
Yeah.
'Cause
So it's
yeah,
like when I first start teaching voice or like when I first started taking voice, really, it's like, oh my God, how am I ever going to remember all of these things? I have to keep my eyebrows up. I have to keep my face alive, my cheeks
yeah,
up. I have to keep my tongue forward. I have to make sure my ribs are staying out. I have to make sure my chest is up. I have to make sure that I'm not collapsing inside. I have to make sure that I'm using my diaphragm. And then you have to do the work. You have to do the exercises. And then when you sing, even the diction, like writing out the diction in whatever song you're doing,
mhm,
and if you there comes a point where that's just what you do. You don't have to think about keeping your eyebrows up. That's just
right.
you've done this enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where
Putting
it's
in the time.
second
Yeah,
nature. You have the tool belt, now you get to pick and choose what tools to use. You don't have to be holding everything all at once.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's much easier that way, and it's a great way of battling nervousness. And so if you are really rehearsed, a lot of people be like, I don't really like rehearsing because I like to just be present in the moment and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but
Yeah.
if you do the work now, then that allows you to be present on stage and not being worried about what is the next lyric, what's my next
Yeah.
step, what's my next song, how do I hit this note.
Right.
It's you don't have to think about that, it allows you to have the freedom of being totally present. Now there is such thing as over connecting. I did it at the show. Did you notice
Oh,
that?
okay.
I
Okay.
did you
Okay.
see it?
Elaborate. I don't know. I mean, I was just having a good time. So no, I didn't.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have the best friends. I'm really happy that you
yeah.
got to, like, hang out with everybody. That makes me
Yeah,
happy.
they were great. They were all real, real, real kind, and
Yeah,
you know,
good.
I would have been really happy to see them all again.
Yeah, I think they feel the same way. Um, it was really cute, actually, when you first got here, and Nikki was like, "Is Samir landed? Did he get here safe?" And blah, blah, and she was just, like, checking up, like,
Ah,
"My
sweet.
people are your people,"
Good friends. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
No,
like
it was.
merging friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome, man. I mean, I was really had meaningful conversations with like everyone that night. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what I was getting back to,
yeah, yeah.
my point was, that on stage, you can be so present that, I almost got, like, choked up, like, I'm like, "Do not cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. It was that ballad, and just sometimes the music is just overwhelming, like
Oh
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
get to a musical or something, and you're like, this isn't sad at all, but why are my eyes doing this?
Oh
Like,
yeah. I mean, it happens when I'm rehearsing.
yeah,
Sometimes I can get into this space of performing, but like, more in the rehearsal space when I'm just like completely flying in my own juju, just kind of
yeah,
like letting it connect and sync. But then I'll be
yeah,
like, oh, this is a very emotional lyric,
yeah,
like, and and with the music combined, like it really moves me. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. It's moving, right?
yeah,
And like
absolutely.
that feels so good, but I can't sing like that, you know?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
throat gets really tight
Oh,
when
they,
I
they
when
they literally
right,
call it you get choked up, right? I mean, it's like,
yeah, literally,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
I never thought about that. Oh my god.
yeah. Wow, me either. But hey,
My brain's exploding. Am I okay? But no, seriously, it's just like I did it in one of the songs. I was like, and I had to pull back a little bit and just be like, baseball, oak trees,
yeah,
like
bring it back, bring it back.
bring
Yeah,
it back,
think
bring
about
it back.
something else.
Don't go too far in that direction because
Yeah, right.
you still gotta sing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, being able to unzip and then zip back up and being in control of that,
Right,
that's an
right.
art in itself.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it comes down to like for me, it's like yeah, the more you're rehearsed and prepared,
People who don't rehearse, I'm sorry, it's lazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's lazy. It's lazy. You should rehearse. You have to
yeah,
rehearse.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you
To get there,
care?
yeah, yeah,
You don't
totally.
do you not care about this?
Yeah.
I don't get people. Oh my gosh, is that Lisa behind you?
Where?
Sorry. That painting.
Yeah, you
Stunning.
nailed it.
Wow. So beautiful. Is that new?
No, no, that was one of the first ones I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you
Wow.
really you made her arms look so good, by the way.
Oh,
She probably loved that part. She was like,
oh yeah.
"That's
Yeah, like,
nice."
hello. Yeah,
Is
yeah,
this
yeah.
how you receive me? Like, no, I don't think I've ever I look forward to getting to meet her
Oh
someday.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You gotta get Link and Lisa in the same room for sure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened actually, but yeah.
I know, I know. Well,
Yeah.
we don't make our way up to Washington very often, so
I know DC, but you got reason. DC's got good taxpayer money. There's a lot of good stuff to
for
do here.
sure. There is. I have been there once, but it was my 8th grade DC trip.
Hey man, it happens. Whatever it takes to get down here.
Oh my god, I'll never forget. We drove, I think we drove. Yeah, bus. Yep, we all did. We drove. And we went to the White House
Hmm.
and there was like this little rope thingy, like that was like you can't go in that room or whatever.
Right,
And I was
right,
like, dude, let's go in the room we're not supposed to go in. That sounds fun. I'm such a rule follower. This was like not characteristical for me,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
of me. And I'm like, and I turned around and I was like telling my friend Kelsey, I'm like, dude, look at this one. And when I turned back, there was like two like gigantic security guards. I'm like, are they reading my mind? How did
Yeah,
they know? How did they know that's what I wanted to do? Like this is
yeah.
that's
It's funny. I was
crazy.
driving through DC yesterday and today, but yesterday, and I was like, man, it's like Secret Service is everywhere. I mean, it's DC. I mean, you can see them. They got the chat. It's like everywhere. It's like a different town. It's
Oh, that's kind of cool.
yeah, yeah,
That's
it is.
actually really cool. I watched Scandal, and I just like imagine if I lived there, I would just go to restaurants and eavesdrop on everybody, see if I can get some cool information.
Similar. Yeah, right. These drops on next political move.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so we have Sammy and Jane. They're chiming in. They're in Aberdeen. They're saying hello. Hey, good to see us
Hey,
back. Um,
be back.
yes, I just want to shout them up because they're saying
What's
hey
up,
to everyone. I think they
guys?
were watching Les Mis the other day,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, yeah.
Movies?
Sammy, Jane, if you have any questions for us, let us know. Happy to receive them.
Yeah, I love Les Mis. Wait, have you ever seen a musical, Samir?
I've seen musicals. Yeah,
You
I have.
have?
Yeah, I've seen a few, but like what was that? I mean, yeah, we have the Kennedy Center up here. I've seen a few. Yeah, for sure.
Really? Oh,
Wow,
okay.
when was the last time you saw one? Or were you just more in it? You're from the performer side. Yeah, yeah. I
I
remember
actually
there was
I did go see Music Man when I did my show in New York. I saw Music Man with what's his name? Wolverine.
oh yeah.
What's
What is
his
his
name?
name? John
Is it John? I
Jack
don't know.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Jack
Yeah,
Human.
I almost got it. I mean, I got it. We got it.
Oh my god, he's a star. I mean, I get it
Yeah.
completely. That guy's like it's like he's just in highlighter in a world of black and white. Like really, like
Wow.
he's
Wow.
just the way he made a musical, like made it seem completely normal to just bust into song,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
was
Did,
artful,
did you see the
really.
movie when he came out with Les Mis? Is that what you're talking about? Or no, you're talking about the Music Man. So
Music
Hugh
Man,
Jackman was also in
Les
Les Mis
Mis, right?
movie. They
I've
came.
done Les Mis.
Yeah.
I didn't do it professionally. I did it
Oh, were you in
when
it?
I was a kid. But yeah, but
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what just popped up on my YouTube? Cinderella.
Oh.
When I was Cinderella, it just like showed up on
Oh no way.
at my feet. I was just like,
Yeah,
who's
we got to collect all those so we can share them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Yeah,
I
keep,
can't watch it. It makes me I just miss being I miss it. I
yeah,
miss it
yeah.
so much. It
Oh
was
yeah.
fun. It was fun to like see it and kind of reminisce.
Yeah, yeah. Simple
But
time.
there's some shows where it's just Bear. I did Bear the pop opera. I played
Mm-hmm.
Ivy, and it's my favorite show I've ever done.
Oh,
And I can't listen to it now. Like I will burst into tears. I mean, 'cause I never got to finish the show
yeah.
because the it's a long story. There was the producer died, and so we just stopped, so
Oh yeah, that'll
yeah,
stop the record.
right. So we never got to finish it, but so I can't. I was so devoted to this. This is gonna sound so actory, and I'm cringing already just saying it, but it's true. Like I connected with that character so deeply, and I never really got closure from it.
Oh,
And so I
life
can't
of an
hear it
actress.
at all. I can't listen to it. I will my day will be gone. Like
Wow.
it's yeah,
It
but
seems like some more subconscious work on that one.
yeah,
I can go back in there and close it up on the, at that
I
level.
tried. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, interesting. Yeah, I mean, because look, I'm, as a musician, I don't understand. I'm not an actor.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how some of you are able to embody someone that isn't you, but like emotionally, and like and then be able to like click back into place. And I remember hearing how the famous account of like uh Ace Ventura, what's his name?
Oh, Jim Carrey?
Yeah, doing the uh, Andy Kaufman movie when he was being Andy Kaufman, and so he went into like into he really embodied Andy Kaufman. He would wake up as Andy, go to sleep as Andy. He would
Mhm,
walk on set as Andy, leave the set as Andy, like fully immerse himself into somebody else.
mhm. Have
Yeah.
you watched The Penguin?
I started watching The Penguin when I was in LA. Actually, when I was hanging on the last day with my friend Kazembe up there, he turned me on to it.
You
Yeah.
know who just hit me up today?
Who hit you up?
Ajay.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I should have guessed. I should
isn't
have
that his
guessed.
son?
I got a hit too.
You did?
Yep,
Oh,
yep. He's checking in on us.
oh, you got hit today too?
I just got it too. Yep. Whoosh.
I wonder if he's up to something. Is he trying to start a band? Are you trying to start a
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, let's go. Oh my god, man. Three of us, and then some.
right? Oh
Yes,
man, this guy is like he's so incredibly talented.
oh yeah.
Um, oh he messaged me back. Oh, yeah, I'll read this later, but I have a feeling I wonder why he hit both of us up.
I mean, I'm gonna guess because I was hanging out with Kazembe. Kazembe is related. They're all
Oh
relations.
yeah,
So maybe
and then he probably associates you with because we
you.
met at the same time, right?
We met at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, tight. All right.
Cool.
Well, good. He's a nice guy. What? Sorry, we were digressing though. What were we talking about?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But
The penguin. Yes. Okay, the penguin.
right, let's finish it there.
That guy he's gonna win every award. I mean, the way that
do you believe who that is? Colin Farrell. Did you know that?
Colin Farrell. Yeah.
No,
I mean, this guy
prosthetics like crazy, completely somebody else.
And it's like he's not going to win awards. It's not going to be just because of his name and because he's an A-list actor. Yeah. It's 100% the work. I mean, I have goosebumps just like talking about it. Like the way anybody else could have made that awkward, you know, or like how do you make somebody who wobbles like a penguin, make it not like cartoonish or on the nose or just ridiculous, you know. I don't know how he did it, but he found a way, and it's completely believable. And his acting in that is just remember that I said it. He's gonna win every award.
Okay, great, and I'm glad you're bringing it back up because I got on it when I was there. Mm-hmm. And I started to tease myself back into it, but I'll watch another episode or two.
Oh my God, that and a good balance between that because it's incredible, but it's also kind of dark. And I don't typically like watching things that are dark because, well, I like being happy. I don't know. Not everything needs an explanation, Victoria.
I got you.
I balance that out with this other show called Franchise. Have you started watching Franchise?
That's about the NBA team?
No, it's the film industry, TV and film, and it's like, you know, I think kind of a Marvel and how that, and I wonder if people who aren't in the industry has anyone seen this show yet? Anybody that's watching? I want to know what your thoughts are because I want to know if people that are not working in this industry feel as entertained by this as we do, because it is so unbelievably accurate in what's happening in the film and television industry, and it's fun, but it's real. It's so spot on. Like, it's so spot on. Like, why the studios are afraid of taking risks. You just see
industry insight. Yeah, it's cool when these shows do kind of take you into the industry and see how it works. I mean, oftentimes, like, look, good art reflects society. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of it. So, like, I've also love about the the screen world, you know, TV, film, all of that is how when you kind of like get into it, it's talking about, you know, society and how it works. And so I'd be excited. I'd be eager to see how that clicks with the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Well, I think that other people are interested because, well, Tropic Thunder was a insider job movie and people loved that. So I think it is interesting, but the way they also like explain the roles, if I weren't working in this business, I wouldn't know what a first AD does, you know, but just so you guys know, it is so unbelievably spot on. Like, literally, I was talking to my friend Derek today. Derek is an actor. He was on Baby Daddy. He was one of the lead guys on Baby Daddy on ABC for years. That went on for so long. He's done a million things. He's a talented actor and works a lot. And he was doing a show. There's this theater actor in Franchise, and he was like, that happened to me in real life. There was this one theater actor on set, and he would not come off of his high horse. He just thought he was like better than everybody else because he was like a theater actor, and like in the show they do it in a kind of comical way. But he was like, those people exist. And I'm like, I know. It was a British, an actor who came from like British theater that is now on set, and he was mad that he wasn't number one on the call sheet. And that's a real thing too. I live with that, you know, like there's people who like, you don't deserve that number on that call sheet, you know? And then they're like, why would this person be number 3? I should be number 3 or whatever it is. I mean, the whole thing, it's like very,
yeah.
It's a heavy, you know, it's like, for the actors, like, I don't know if people, they care about that a lot. Like people work really, really hard to be, you know, even just top 5 on a call sheet. Being on a call sheet, period.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I kept mine.
kind of like for people interested to understand really like how the industry works for actors, right? And this is a top pop show out there now. Remind us the name again, the franchise.
Sure. Yeah, franchise.
Great. Franchise. So anybody interested in trying to like get into acting and really, you know what it's about, franchise is the show that you kind of want to get into, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the real life of it all. You know, I mean, it's a dramatization, I guess, because like, but a lot of these, not really. It's really not actually. Like I'm saying that because I feel like
it's a day in the life. Which is cool. I mean, this is kind of what I wanted to be talking today. It's kind of like how we maintain the day in the life, and we come at it from a musical side point. But you know, half of the fun of talking to you is that you're involved in the acting world as well, and so like you know, there's that insight, and I love the screen. I mean, like really, I love it.
Me too.
You know, like
me
I love how it works. I love the composition. I love how how they tell stories within the stories. You know, and like it's just. So like I can do this.
Yeah, they explained the roles really well. You know, they were just like a first AD. Basically, I'm the guy who does everything. You know, I carry out the vision. I make sure the actors don't do anything stupid. I make sure that the studio is okay with all. You know, all of the things he carries like all the weight. You know, a lot of the weight, and it was just like. I don't know. It's fun to feel like, oh, everybody feels this way. Everybody feels like that. That's it kind of made Anyway, so like I want to see what you guys think about it because I'm curious if this is just as interesting to you as it is to me.
Yeah. I'd love to hear from them. And when I'm hearing Sammy saying that one of our guys on listening is Sammy, drama teacher, said that they could see him on TV, but then they got scammed, so he knocked the trust out of the whole situation.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. But that's sad. That does happen. It's like the thing. That is the business and it's sad, but you know, it's
I'm sure they're going to talk about it.
I've been scammed too, man. You know, I have. Oh my God, it's like the 14-year-old girls in the mall who like they're gonna like trying to get scouted, and then what was that? Barbazilla? Do you remember that booth in the mall that would like scout models, take their money and just like do headshots for them, basically? Like, you want to build your portfolio first. You know, it's just like entertainment as a whole, like that happens, and you just get hip to it eventually. You know,
hip and like, you know, I would like. They also say like I'm kind of ripping off of another example, but I think it's appropriate. It's kind of like you also have to be kind of obsessed about what it is that you're doing.
Yeah,
because like the knocks are real. You know, and you know, like it's the only those who are kind of really obsessed with the art, the craft, the passion will get back up enough times to make
rejection. It teaches you how to deal with rejection, because you're not going to book everything you go out for. You're going to get heard no, and trying and making sure that you don't being on the other side of this taught me this so much in a much deeper way, that like it's not about you're a part of a story. You are not the story. Unless you are, it's an autobiography or something. But that's it. But even still, there's other people involved, and it's just like, just go in and do the job.
Team sport. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to ask people, and Victoria, I know we say this, and I want to spend time with you before, so we can like really get these conversations lit up. I know you dropped us so many cool, great gems today, and yeah, and I'd be curious to know what we're going to be talking about next week. You know what I mean?
Who knows? Every week I feel like something crazy or weird happens, or right?
Yeah, it's always so fly. We're just fresh, just hanging out, shooting the breeze. Circling in on things that matter though.
We should play games. We should do on this podcast I did. I'm totally gonna copy him. I love him, and I'm sure you'll be fine with it. But okay. I'll ask him first. But we should do like the this or that game.
Okay.
Would you rather have this, or would you have like
all right,
like segments? Yeah, right.
Okay, let's end it with let's do a this or that game, and then we're gonna let people go real quick. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that for next time. Like that was. I'm like, oh, that's fun. It kind of it makes you think about what do I actually like? I don't know. That's a good question. And then like I feel like I get to know you better.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, I love it. Well, where'd you go? There you are. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. This and that. That'll be fun. I can do that. That'll be good.
Totally.
And,
right.
Maybe a musical game, something like that.
Musical game.
What are we gonna do next, Victoria? Let's get some requests. What songs should we do next? How's it going with any releases? Any announcements for this week for you?
No announcements for this week. I feel like I'm finally coming to like a close. I've had a crazy last couple of weeks. Like
True.
And now okay, this is crazy. I'm gonna leave you with this. My dad was. This is gonna sound like a bummer, but just hang tight. My dad was in the hospital and was like, he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and he was like, not good, and his legs were swelling. And I looked it up, and he was diagnosed 10 years ago. Never told anybody.
Yeah.
What? And then was like, he's like, I just didn't really think it was a big deal. But then I Googled it. His leg swelling is like a part of the end signs of congestive heart failure. So I'm panicking. My dad goes to the doctor to get tests. They were like, that was wrong. You don't have congestive heart failure. Not only do you not have congestive heart failure, but like your heart is actually super duper healthy and you're fine. And he, like, this whole week I was just like so worried,
Right.
In Florida, and he's by himself, and I'm, dude, sometimes I don't know if the doctors were just blatantly wrong or if the frequency 528 that I told him to put on his feet the night before literally healed him.
Yeah.
One of those things is true.
Okay. Yeah. This or that.
This or that.
Say that.
I think it was the frequencies. I'm not kidding. Because he was in the hospital. I think it like straight up just healed him.
Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of frequency. And that would be a fun rabbit hole to explore.
I can go down that rabbit hole all day. I've studied this ad nauseum.
All right, cool. So then we'll talk about where frequency meets music next week too.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good. What a fun day.
Yeah. All right, it's all coming. All right. Well, listen, y'all. Much love, Victoria. Great to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. This party looked awesome yesterday. Looks like a good time. Thanks. Sorry I missed it.
I know. Like, I want to
go. I mean, when you were in LA, you're like, I think it was happening. You almost teased me like it was happening while I was going to be there. So I was like,
I thought it was. But it's like, no.
Okay, you held it down. Looking great. And we'll be in touch and see you all next week. All right. Thanks for joining us.